News 10周年おめでとう! Today is the 10th anniversary of my favorite Japanese idol group, News. This is gonna be a super niche video, so sorry for all of you who don't know what I'm talking about, but that's why it's a bonus video. Those of you who have been watching me from the beginning, you guys know that I am a huge News fan, and you know that the reason I started on YouTube was because of News. I used to run this like weekly fan vlog thing where I kind of just like updated on all like the new information and news and things going on with News, which by the way is the most difficult band name to search for. Basically, I did that fan vlog for a while, but I stopped doing it just because they were so inactive that just weeks would go by where there would be like nothing to make a vlog about. I started doing other content. But News is the reason that I made this Tamenegi Ringu channel and the reason that I started making videos. Really. A lot of people probably think that I'm not a News fan anymore because I don't do the fan vlog and I'm not constantly talking about them on Twitter or Facebook or on Tumblr. I don't reblog everything, but this is not the case. I am totally still a News fan. Over the years, News has changed a lot. I have changed and fandom has changed, and like being a multi-fandom person that I am, it may seem that I'm not into some things when I really still am. Sometimes it's really hard to keep up with News fandom because of the way that it works now, but the feelings that I feel in my heart are still the same. I've been a News fan since 2006. That is 8 out of 10 years. That's a really long freaking time. I entered the fandom right about the time that Kusano was kicked out, so News was 6 members and they were on hiatus, so I didn't pay a lot of attention to them at first, and then when they made their comeback, that was a glorious day filled with tears for me. Since I entered the fandom and since the News started, News fans have been through a lot. The group started out with 9 members and now they're down to 4. They have lost 5 people in 10 years. I am actually still amazed that they're still around. But News do everything for their fans and they appreciate us and we appreciate them. News fans have been through member changes and periods of inactivity and doubt whether or not that their group is still going to be around for their 10th year. Been a lot of laughter and fun events and awesome opportunities and happiness and laughter, and so being a News fan is really painful but really fun. A few years ago, arguably the 2 most popular members left the group, Yamapi and Ryo, and I'm not gonna lie, that hit me really hard, and I doubted if I would still consider myself a News fan after that, even though like those 2 weren't like my most favorite, but I decided I would stick around. And honestly, I'm one of those fans. I still feel a bit bitter towards Yamapi and Ryo, and I probably never won't stop feeling those feelings, but that doesn't make me any less of a News fan, does it? Probably won't ever get over that, but when you start crying in the middle of an environmental science lecture, you know that it hurts. But now News is in a place where they can work together and they can work constantly, and that is the best thing, because the worst thing about being a News fan for all these years is the long stretches of time where they did absolutely nothing. So I'm glad that they're releasing CDs regularly, semi-regularly. They have shows and they do stuff together and they're on the radio all together, and you can have photo shoots with all of them together at the same time, all the time, really. News fans are super strong, and I admire all of my fellow fans. Last summer, I actually had the opportunity to go see News, but I did not take it. I was visiting in Tokyo, and the day of their concert, I had to go back to Osaka so I could actually leave Japan. But I did go the day before and bought some concert goods, and hung out with my friends, and it was an outdoor stadium, so they were rehearsing, and I got to hear them a little bit, so that might be the closest that I ever get to seeing News in concert, because it would have cost too much money to make it work, but As I look back on it now and I watched the DVD of the concert that I should have gone to and bawled my eyes out, I realized that it's one of the biggest regrets of my life and I should have made it work. What are you gonna do? I love those 4 boys with all my heart. Silly because they're a boy band and I don't actually know them. Once you follow the same group for 8 years of your life, you feel kind of attached. And also because of news, I have met some of my closest friends that I hang out with the most. I met them because I love news and they liked news and knew who they were, but we're friends because of it. I know I don't seem like a very good fan because I haven't bought their last 2 CDs and I don't talk about them constantly on Twitter or on Facebook or on Tumblr, and I don't keep up with everything 100% of the time, but that doesn't mean that you're not a fan. It's the feelings inside your heart that make you a real fan. And I have those feelings and I keep up with news in my own way now. I've spent 8 years of my life invested in this group and I will never stop. Really, I'll never stop. Enthusiastically and unironically, and nobody should hate you for it. Maybe I'll never get to see them in concert or anything like that, but I do know that I will always support them. Tegoshi Masu Koyama Shige, ずっと応援します。News, 愛してる. That's all for this special bonus video. Check out my regular videos on Thursday. I am Christy Liu. またね